Hello guys, and welcome to part 3 of my XCOM 2 War of the Chosen walkthrough / strategy video. I apologize for having to cut these videos into hour-long snippets. I have slow internet, and YouTube is currently not letting me stream because I have to wait 24 hours to verify, even though it's been a week. So yeah, normal business as usual. But I assure you, once I am able to stream, I will do this in longer intervals. But as of right now, I can only go and do an hour at a time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's continue what we were doing. In the last video, we finished up on a second part of a 2-part DLC mission involving getting the 2 of the new factions to meet, the Skirmishers and the Reapers. We did the Reaper mission near the tail end of the last video, so if you want to see that, go ahead and check out that video. It should be up on my page at the moment. This one involves getting the Skirmisher to the rendezvous point, which we did with the Reaper already. Now, I went ahead and after the save, it's our turn now, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid the creepy green stuff because, yeah, look at all the dead people around it. I don't want to get my people anywhere near that. So I'm going to move my ranger forward a little bit. Let's move Mr. Mox here. Normally I wouldn't put him there, considering the target is up and towards the upper right corner of our screen, but I don't want to put him there even though it shows you can. I mean, it may not do anything, but I don't want to take any chances because as I said in my other videos, there will be no save scumming, so any decision that made sticks. I didn't put in Iron Man mode or anything, so if I reserve the right, if something very catastrophic happens, I reserve the right to reload a save, but that's really not going to happen. In fact, the catastrophic may be what makes it entertaining. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. You want to move kind of slowly on these missions because, as we saw on the first mission with the Reaper, there's a lot of these things called Loss, which is basically XCOM version of zombies. Oh, what is that? Holy crap, what was that?
You weren't kidding when you said those tanks could explode. Careful with these things. We don't need to
Advent Purifiers. That must be a new DLC enemy.
May their lives not be lost in vain. We must push forward and complete our mission.
Works for me. Move out.
Okay. Apparently those guys have tanks that explode on their backs. Did not know that. So I'm kind of glad I didn't get close to them when I did that. So,
I go as ordered.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're doing XCOM's version of zombies after all. The Lost in the first mission, they're basically zombies. They're XCOM's version of zombies. I guess they felt left out of the whole zombie conversation, so they decided to create their own. So, looks like we're going to be dealing with what they call, those were called purifiers. I'm not 100% sure about them, but if you check our objectives, you will see that it says eliminate the Advent Strike Team has actually been completed. So I'm assuming the Advent Strike Team was those dudes with the tanks on their backs. That, for future reference, you don't want to be next to when they explode. So if you have a ranger, definitely don't have them go sword kill those guys because it will not end well for you.
Moving to position.
So we're going to go ahead and move out. Even though it says there's no more enemies as far as strike teams, I don't ever trust the game, I'll be honest. So I'm still going to move carefully. Whoa! Yeah, see, those are the zombies I was talking about. They're called the Lost.
No patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back!
Okay,
Purifiers may be down, but unfortunately, that was our extraction point.
I fear that is not the worst of it. Multiple biological signatures rapidly on approach to your position.
The Lost. The sounds of combat excite them. They are drawn to it.
And you just blew up a fuel truck?
There was no other choice. Find an alternate exit. We will deal with the Lost. Draklar. Dashers. They are not as docile as the rest of their kind.
An apt description. It would seem the mutation has somehow accelerated these Dashers' metabolism, allowing enhanced speed and agility, with a corresponding increase in aggression.
Okay, it seems as though now our objective has changed. We have to hold our position for 4 turns against an onslaught of the Lost, these zombies. So... oh, these are a new kind called Lost Dashers. I think as they kind of described them before, what they are. They're faster and more aggressive.
Target location.
So I'm gonna compact the group. I'm gonna bring them all back to where they can watch each other's backs, because if we just have to hold position, then
I will not waver.
Got it covered.
we just need to survive, basically. Oh my god. And they missed.
I got nothing.
Oh yeah, these guys are going to end up in the hospital big time. Oh yeah. Well, everybody's going to end up in the hospital. That's going to happen.
The shockwave of that explosion reverberated throughout most of the city. I would expect a significant reaction from the Lost.
The only reaction I will accept from them. is
Dude, they
vengeance.
really do not like Mox. They walked right past my soldier and went straight for Mox. They must really hate him.
It's down.
But like it explained in the last video, every time you kill one with bullet fire, you get a free action automatically. But you actually have to hit and you have to kill,
Service.
which it looks like she did not kill with her first attack. Let's try his new justice ability.
You are judged.
That's a long distance. Wow, very nice.
Fight no more. We take
He basically can pull people in his armor. Kind of cool, gotta say. Okay, there are no enemies here. I'm gonna use one of his moves to reload. And his second move to go ahead and go into Overwatch, because there's gonna be more. So he can take shots, even though chances are he's gonna miss. But if you weigh the options, there's nothing else he could have done, because there were no enemies within his line of
That whole
sight.
area's hotter than we thought. Gonna need a little more time.
Understood.
So what we need to do now is just hold position.
Toss me some ammo. Hostile neutralized. My weapon's spent. Good to go.
So we're gonna have to survive. So in this situation, like I said, you kind of, I think the best thing you should do is pull your guys to a more central location, force the enemy to come to you, as it were, because if you're out on the fringes, they're able to get to you, and these guys seem to have a lot of movement, so you want to kind of be more centralized in this case. And if you look here on the wall, one of the posters from some of my people, you could see it before. There it is. See, it's one of the posters that after the mission. Not this mission. It was a different mission. So there are no enemies around. So I'm gonna move him here because now we just basically have to hold out. And for 2 more turns. And again, I normally don't like Overwatch because the overwhelming chance that you're gonna miss. But when it works, it really, really works.
Just need another minute.
You have your minute.
So now we're probably gonna get a stream of enemies. So now the best thing to do is to go ahead and have everyone reload. Later on, we will be able to get more bullets in our guns and or free reloads during missions, which seems like fighting the Lost, both of those things would be very, very useful. But that will be...
Closer to our position, Commander. Prepare for more incoming. These Lost seem to be pretty sensitive to noise. The sounds of combat are likely to draw even more of them. We found a new route that should get you to the rendezvous point safely. The Lost are still converging on the area, so make it fast.
That will not be a problem.
Speak for yourself. Some of us don't have a grappling hook.
Already there.
Some of us don't have a grappling hook like you do there, boss. So, yeah, it might be a tiny bit of a problem. So, we're going to mostly just have the guys run. Because as he said in the voiceover, combat attracts them, so the more you shoot, chances are the more, oh my god, the more of them that are going to show up. So fighting them is probably not a good idea. It's basically what the game is saying.
Enemy eliminated. Kill confirmed.
But if you, I decided to attack because the sheer number of them and how far they're moving, the chances of them catching up to me and doing horrible, horrible, nasty things to me is probably very, very high. Now, with this being her last move, it is kind of risky to have her shoot anymore, because if she doesn't kill them, she doesn't get a free move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have her move out. Kind of like soldiers in real combat situations, they will, one person will retreat while the other one shoots. So I'm going to do a similar strategy here. I'm going to have people still moving towards the exit while also shooting at the enemy. If I manage to kill all of them, that's great. If not, then it's not going to be good, as you can imagine. So I'm going to try and kill this last guy. Okay, so now he has a free movement, so I'm going to have him go ahead and join the rest of them.
Position confirmed.
I'm not going to bother with a reload because right now movement is more important. And this guy we can't have this guy die, so he's the most important one. So we need to get him to the rendezvous point. So now, unless another group gets super, super close to me, I'm just going to double time it. I'm not even going to bother reloading because if the things go right, then I won't need to reload because the mission will end. Because the last one ended this way.
I know this wasn't the easiest stop, but I have to believe it'll still be worth it in the end.
That depends on the Reapers.
I try not to talk during cutscenes, as I mentioned before. Some people who want to hear this, some people are watching it as kind of a walkthrough. So I try not to talk during the cutscenes so people can enjoy it, enjoy the story. Some people actually that watch this may not know the story of the War of the Chosen, and I'll be honest, I've never played it before, so I only know the barest minimum of the story. So I'm watching this for the first time just like everyone else is. So, but for other people who have already seen it, I like to give a few tips here and there for your playthrough, maybe things you may not have thought about when you were playing the game.
Rendezvous point directly ahead. Let's try and play nice today, people.
So, Advent's most brutal captain comes to atone for his crimes.
I am no longer that being. I am free now.
Taking off that helmet does not change what you are. Reapers have long memories. Elder Kraxad. Anytime.
The way I see it, we have two options. Join forces and kick the Elders off our world, or kill each other here and now. The choice is yours. What the hell is that?
Vox Prima, Elder Assassin, relentless death that stalks my kind, butcher of free Advent.
My people face another like her. They are the undying, Advent's curse upon us. We must combine strength if we are to have any chance of success. You are welcome to try.
So, along with...
Such as this.
They appeared without warning years ago. Had they not, we would have already regained our home.
Such arrogance. The Elder's will extends throughout the universe. I am but one of their instruments.
So, with the new good guy factions, there's also a bad guy faction known as the Chosen. So, with this mission, the best thing to do is, since the enemy can turn invisible, as you can see, is to have people around in cover, of course. Oh, oops. I didn't know. I thought the mission was over. So that was my mistake, not having him reload. You definitely do not want your people out of cover. So
Rolling.
we don't know what this Chosen is going to do. But as you can see right now, we don't really have much of a choice but to go into Overwatch. There are no targets for us to attack, and since it's a turn-based game, I have to wait until the enemy makes a move. So,
Moving to Overwatch.
I am on watch.
here we go.
What's making that noise?
already fallen.
Cool entrance. Okay, so this is one of the enemies that you have to face with the new DLC. As you can see, Assassin, Conrai, Valinor, Wraith Witch. Immune to melee. Shadow Step does not trigger Overwatch or reaction fire, so putting my guys into Overwatch is basically going to do nothing. Weaknesses, easy to target from high ground, takes increased damage from Reapers. So the Reaper that we have on our team is going to be our biggest asset. Now, combat is going to draw the Lost. So, I really don't want to move my guys from here, quite honestly, because if once we go down there, we lose the advantage. Because as it said in her weakness that she takes increased damage from shooting up high. So I may go another turn to kind of get an idea of what she is going to do as far as attack moves, and kind of try to react to that. But because once you start moving around and getting your guys separated, you attract more Lost. You get your guys possibly hurt. So now that she's been introduced, I'm going to take one more turn just to kind of see what she's going to do.
That one hurt.
Enjoy these fleeting breaths while they last. Knowing that you have allowed their capture, what do you think your soldier will share with me, given their fragile condition?
It looks like the Chosen knocked one of our soldiers into a daze. We need to get someone over there to help them get back on their feet before that thing can move in and attack.
You're gonna be fine.
Now, honestly, I don't see how you're supposed to fight an enemy that is invisible and that just appears out of nowhere and then attacks you and runs away. This game really isn't built for things like that, quite honestly. It's a turn-based game, so this kind of strategy makes it hard for you to counter it, especially since she does not take any damage. She can't trigger Overwatches. So it kind of makes things kind of annoying, to be honest. Not knowing where the person is, and basically all you can do is wait until she attacks you again and then disappears. So she gets to keep doing that. So there has to be some sort of defense against her, which we will have to kind of find out ourselves. We will have to adjust our strategy accordingly. We're going to have to move some people places to be able to see her. Bingo.
Head down.
So now we got her. She's not invisible, she just went into cover. So now we kind of have an opportunity here to get some attacks in on her. Only a 34% chance to hit.
This is for you.
That's when the good old grenades come in. When you need some guaranteed damage, chuck a grenade. It does about this, early in the game it does about the same damage as...
conflict to be so exhilarating. You surprise me, Xcom. Still, the Elder's will is that none survive this day. I cannot leave that to fortune.
The sonic dispersal waves emitting from that pod are crisscrossing a massive area.
Oh, lovely. So summoned a horde of the Lost. Awesome.
Every remaining Lost in the city.
An accurate assessment. The entire Lost biomass seems to be converging on this position.
Then let's get you all the hell out of there. Firebrand's en route to the evac coordinates now. Get moving.
Alright. All we can do now is shoot and run. As you can see, another part of the DLC is the whole doing certain things in combat has a chance to give you one ability point, which you can spend on abilities. What's going to end up happening is they're going to keep coming till the end of time. So we can't stay here forever, basically is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the Reaper's ability to sometimes not be seen is kind of really cool, I gotta say. Now, let's go ahead and move this guy here. I have a feeling the enemies are just going to keep coming over and over and over again, so there will be no respite.
I take a new approach.
Gotta love the grappling hook, right? Now, these things you can hit with Overwatch. Yep, that's generally why I don't like.
They found it.
Initial analysis of these creatures' movement patterns reveals an almost coordinated attack strategy. Perhaps they're not the mindless automatons they initially appeared to be. An intriguing, if not horrific, possibility.
My ammunition is almost...
Alright, so we need to start moving everybody that way. The basic strategy applies. We're going to have one person being able to shoot, even though, as I said, Overwatch really is not a very useful ability in like crunch situations. You'll find that as you go further in the game, you'll hit a lot more often with Overwatch, but I find in the beginning, you don't really hit a lot. So the most important thing right now is to get all of our people to the extraction point, and these two are behind, so I'm going to have them run.
Closing on target position now.
She's going to end up in the hospital for a few days, but it's okay. she's going to need to reload. So unfortunately, she's not going to be able to go into Overwatch. I'll have to have Outrider go into Overwatch because there will be another Lost Swarm. I'm guaranteeing you. Yep. Look at that beautiful wall. There they are. Nice shot. But these are dashers, which means they can go really, really far. So far, one hasn't hit any of my people, but it's only a matter of time.
Purifier squads into these cities for years, yet somehow the Lost survive, even thrive. We do not know why.
Okay. Let me see if she can come over here and get a shot on one of them. If not, I'll put her into Overwatch. I have to get the rest of my people over this way. I will put anybody into Overwatch that I can to minimize the amount of loss that flood us. So I'm going to have everybody come over this way. And notice that I'm keeping their moves. I'm not actually going immediately into Overwatch. I want to see if, through a movement, that if I can get one of them to be able to take a shot at some of the Lost. So right now, the safest thing we can do is go into Overwatch, because if we overmove, those Lost dashers will be able to run us down. They can move more than we can, basically. So what we're going to do now is hopefully gun these guys down before any of them get close, because as you can see, there's quite a few. Not doing too bad with Overwatch right now, so gotta say that's actually pretty good. Nah, I spoke too soon. Jinxed myself. What are you gonna do? We're still gonna keep moving, because with the Lost, as long as you kill one with your shot, you get a free action. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the people...
Still, I feel revulsion at what happened to this place, to these people.
I believe you.
Oh, look at the two of them getting along. Gonna have them use one move to move closer to the destination. Now, since she killed them, you can see that free action. So, I'm gonna... We know that there's another 3 or 4 of them over there, so... Some of these people are gonna have to run. I mean, it's just the way it's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to, if we keep going, walk with these things. Oh, that was a bad idea. That was a very bad idea on my part. I got a little too hasty. That's an example of something you don't want to do. You don't want to get too hasty. So, yeah, that was my fault. But as I said, we just have to deal with the situation that's in front of us. Which means also now I'm going to have to... With these things, cover doesn't matter as much.
Understood. Moving out.
Quite honestly, because they don't have guns. So you really don't have to take cover from them. So I'm going to just move these guys, even if it's in the middle of the street. Because, as I said, they don't shoot. So cover usually works for shooting. So it may seem weird to have them sitting out in the open like that. But, as I said, the Lost don't shoot, so... looks like no one has a shot. Gonna have her reload. You also have to watch ammo for your people too, because there's a ton of them. So Hopefully we'll be able to take some of them out before they get us, because there's a whole load of them. I'm kind of afraid to ask what's all over that car. Is that grass or is that alien goo? Oh, this just went from bad to worse. Oh, this is not good. There is a lot of them. And we keep missing. But the alternative is to try and rush through, and if you just rush through, then you're gonna end up getting killed anyway, as you get overwhelmed by these things. As you can see,
my people take back this place for our own.
If they are all like you, that is a likely possibility.
now we're gonna, he's gonna have to reload with one of his actions. He keeps getting free actions, so we're going to keep shooting. We're going to try and have some of the other people move. With these guys, you want to have someone able to shoot the whole time, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to overwhelm you. So I'm going to now move him over this way, so maybe he can get a shot on more of them. Really? Only has one shot? And didn't kill. So situation is not looking good for us, I'll be honest. Yeah, we are going to get overwhelmed at the rate this is going. Everybody's running out of bullets. As you can see. I believe they were right here.
Delicate placement.
So let's move over here. Maybe she can shoot one of them. She has no shot. So she's going to shoot that thing. Yeah, explosions just make more of them show up, so. This mission is not going well. It's not going well at all. Every time we move an inch, another swarm shows up. So I'm not sure how we're supposed to get through this mission, quite honestly, because now everybody's going to start getting hurt.
Converging near the evacuation coordinates. I advise caution. It would seem the Lost are on to our strategy.
It is the Elder's will that this alliance fall. It will take more than mere loss for that to happen.
Enemies down. Heading there now. Loading fresh ammo. One of many. Return to your gods.
We're going to have to employ a different strategy here. We're going to have a person do a move and then do their shooting. Because at the rate we're going, this is going to take forever. And we're going to get overwhelmed long before that happens. But the problem is we keep running out of ammo and or missing. So And now she's out of ammo. Let me see if I can get him over here to get a shot. We are going to have to adjust our strategy here. I know explosions draw more, but I don't see where I have much of a choice.
They have been destroyed.
Yeah, a lost swarm is coming, I know.
Moving here.
And they're putting themselves in between us and where we're trying to go. So what's going to happen is they're going to keep showing up in between us and our objective, as you can see. So only thing we're going to be able to do is we're going to have to employ a shoot and move strategy. We're going to have to have at least one person shooting and moving, because we're all going to have to move as a group.
But the evac zone's even hotter than we thought. Running out of time here, people.
Tell her to hold as long as she can. We will be there. Moving out. Not good.
That's hilarious when you're literally standing right next to them and you miss them. So I hope that they don't wind up on top of us, because if they spawn on top of us, yeah, people are going to die. And there's really not going to be much we're going to be able to do about it. So I'm going to keep on moving. Why is he not able to see the guy? He's standing right here.
Explosive out.
I believe. Yeah. He like disappears and then kind of doesn't disappear.
I'm on the move.
Oh, lots of people gonna get hurt. Let's just hope that Dragonova and Mox don't die. I'm gonna put all the other people I'm going to put into Overwatch, because I have a feeling they're going to spawn right on top of us. So I'm hoping that we won't miss, because we have to go this way. Okay, it has them spawn a little further back. I was gonna say, because that would not be fair if they spawn on top of you and that's where you're having to go. So we're just gotta hope that the Overwatches work. There we go. Awesome. So we're gonna keep the same strategy until
the biomass converging upon this position is staggering. If our team does not evacuate now,
Trust me, Doctor. They know.
yeah, they're not gonna be able to get there in one turn. I need to get everybody to a point where they can get to the extraction point in one turn.
Heading to that location.
Because as it stands right now, we're in trouble.
As you order.
We're gonna move everybody to where they're within range. So I believe if we get everybody into this room, next turn we should be able to get everybody out, because as you can see, this is kind of a losing proposition. I'm assuming later on in the game, when you're better equipped, that you can sit here and kill these Lost over and over again for free kills to try and level your guys up, because it looks like they spawn endlessly. The only thing I would be afraid of is being overwhelmed, because it looks like they're just coming in droves. We just have to hope that the Overwatch actually does work.
Taken care of.
Because, yeah, zombies suck. which is a weird thing for me to say because honestly, I'm a huge zombie movie enthusiast. I love zombie movies. One of my favorites is Night of the Living Dead. I know that's a cliche thing to say, but Night of the Living Dead's a great movie. I'm not old enough to where the original was my favorite. The remake is more my speed. I think it's a great movie, honestly. It gets the tone and everything right for what the original is.
Where you tell me.
I think we are going to leave.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Kick that door open. Hoo-yah! Anybody who
Covering distance.
has the move,
Already there.
we're going to have them go into the circle and go into shoot, actually, not go into Overwatch. But if we can get everybody in here, then we can just leave. We don't need to worry about the Lost. Oh, and look, we got a trophy, a new alliance.
The entire swarm converges upon us. We cannot hold this position much longer.
Outrider to Avenger, where the hell's our exit? This is as low as I can get her.
No! I do not intend to die this day. I will follow.
See, why can't my guys shoot endlessly like that? We only get 3 shots and then we have to reload. This dude's mowing them down. See, they're employing the strategy. Move and shoot. Oh no! What a twist! I know, that was lame. Hopefully all my people got promotions. I guess we're gonna find out real soon. Here we go.
Our new alliance with these outlying resistance factions presents an intriguing opportunity to study the varying means of survival they each employed all these years.
Now, that was a pretty long mission. As you can see, everybody's mental state has kind of taken a huge hit. So, let's start off with Dragonova, the Reaper girl.
Different means of resistance. But our people fight for the same reason. For the world we once knew. Together we will end this occupation. Or die trying.
The Resistance factions take a more flexible approach to training than traditional soldiers. They can often learn multiple new abilities with each promotion. They will adapt to follow your choices, Commander.
Okay, as you can see, she has a different upgrade screen than we have. She starts off squatty with stealth and saboteur. Now she's a corporal, so looks like she has 10 ability points. And each one of these costs 10. So I guess we gotta figure out kind of what we want her to be. Tactical rigging, an additional utility slot provided the soldier's armor does not already provide one. Blood trail will +1 damage target has been wounded. Detonate environmental explosive cause and deal double damage twice its normal radius does not reveal the Reaper. That could be useful for setting traps without actually having to shoot it. If you hurt the target, you get extra damage. I find that extra damage tends to be more useful. This one, I think, will be outdone once you get better armor that has an additional utility slot, because as it says here, provided the soldier's armor does not already provide one. So that one would be outdone fairly quickly. So I think I'm going to go with the plus damage. Shot steal +1 damage to the target has been wounded this turn. Okay. Now, let's go to our Grenadier. Now, what I was talking about in the last video about leveling up is, this is kind of an example. You can choose Blast Padding, which gives you a point of armor, or Shredder. It kind of depends. I mean, in the beginning, the +1 armor can be very helpful for survival. But overall, I find that Shredder helps because about midway or a quarter through the game, you're going to start running into enemies who have armor. This allows him to shoot his chain gun at them and shred their armor. Now, he can do the same thing with his explosives. It shreds armor also, but his gun, you can continually reload. You run out of grenades. You get maybe two, maybe 3 grenades, depending on the armor you're wearing and the abilities you get. So in this instance, my money goes for the Shredder. Now, our specialist, we have the other one is the combat hacker. So with her, we're going to go medical protocol, and we're going to go straight down this line. We're going to go straight down the line and make her a battle medic. This allows her to send the gremlin out to heal somebody from a distance, which will be very useful later. So here is our combat hacker. He is now a sergeant. We're going to have him get Haywire protocol. Allows you to hack and seize control or shut down any mechanical enemies, which in the early going is not as useful, but it quickly becomes useful when you can hack turrets and sectopods and different things of those natures, of mechanical natures. Sorry. As far as Ranger, this Ranger, I like going with Phantom because number one, if you're going on terror missions or any mission where your party doesn't get concealment, this allows the Ranger to remain concealed, having his own separate or her own separate concealment. So I'm going to go with Phantom. Now, if you saw it flashed up, there's bonds available with people.
Efficiently executed and no casualties. You can lead the Reapers any day, Commander. Well done.
Okay, so we got 91 intel and a scientist.
Having these 2 soldiers.
Now, this is the bond level thing I was talking about in the other video. Level 1 bonds can be formed immediately, but all future bond levels are attained by staffing bonded soldier pairs in the training center. So we'll go ahead and bond them. What it does on level 1 is it grants an additional action point to a bond mate. Has a single shard shares between them. So it allows one to give an action point to the other. You can also do a bond photo if you want, but I'm not going to bother with this. Yeah, see, here is the shaken thing that we were talking about before. If a soldier is shaken, you have to let them rest at least a day in this instance, or else they can have the chance of getting a negative mental effect, as I was talking about in the last video. Mox was captured. That's part of the story, as you can tell. Yeah. So we can go ahead and we put that scientist to work, awaiting orders in the armory.
Thank you for sending additional support staff to assist me, Commander. I will make sure they are put to good use.
See, Frank Castle now actually has to rest 12 days because he is quote-unquote tired. This one, Grenadier, has to wait 1 day. Our Ranger has to wait 6 days. And also our Reaper has to wait 1 day. She obviously has joined our ranks. As you can see, we're clearing alien debris on both sides. I have my guy here doing sharpshooter training. I can get the squad size bonus. I would definitely recommend you get it as soon as possible. Having an extra gun is never a bad thing, even though it drops my money down to 30 supplies. It's very, very useful, as you can well imagine. now I can take 5 people instead of 4. So let's go ahead and go to the geoscape. Ooh, they don't like each other either.
Sister, miscreants, restrain yourselves, lest you be restrained.
No, the 3 of us, called upon together. Something has changed.
On that, we are agreed. The battlefield has shifted. Our masters have need of us once more.
Sounds to me like they're afraid.
You dare defile this place with your wretched tongue?
Oh, I dare. Our children. Each of you possess our strength. Each of you possess our wisdom. Of all our creations, you are truly blessed. Your charge was a simple one. The subjugation of those who would see our grand design falter. We have been pleased. Until now. Our greatest asset has been lost, stolen from us, while our strongest did nothing. We are disappointed.
Thought you were the strongest.
Defiance. You have walked among the humans for too long. You have been corrupted. You can be reclaimed. Yet perhaps you may also be redeemed. Perhaps you all may be redeemed. A greater battle lies ahead. Our time on this world draws to a close. Yet we need not abandon it completely at our departure. For one among you is surely ready to claim this world as their own. One among you is worthy. Return what was lost to us. Grant all what of those our will. To the one that succeeds our everlasting favor. To the others. You are the chosen. Do not fail us. Now go.
Commander, we've just made contact with a new faction of the Resistance known as the Reapers. They're an elusive bunch, but this is their headquarters. We can scan at this location now to start benefiting from our newfound cooperation.
Okay, new resistance orders, covert action now available in the ring. The ring is one of the new buildings that you can build, which we have not built yet, but we will get on to building that. I'm actually coming to the end of my time. I'm gonna have to stop here. I have a limit of an hour, 1 entire hour where I can actually record. We will pick this up again in the next video in part 4, where we will continue on with what we're doing. I want to thank everyone who's been watching. I know it may not be a lot of people, but I really enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy bringing these games to people who may not be able to play them, or just want to watch someone else play. It makes me happy to be able to do this. So until next time, stay safe. I know there's people under hurricane watch here in Florida with us. So I hope everyone is safe, and I will see you all next time.